Hello, today we're going to have a look back at 2019, all of the wonderful highlights, probably not any lowlights, but all the wonderful things that happened back in 2019. And of course, we have to wish you a belated Merry Christmas. We didn't quite get around to a Christmas video as we'd hoped. It was, as usual, more stressful than we had planned. But to start things off, here's a quick clip from the Christmas Mass in St. Anna in Herschbach. O Come All Ye Faithful, a German version. Did you notice the lack of acoustic in the church, by the way? The church was so full, there was absolutely no acoustic whatsoever. Quite interesting. So, what happened in 2019? Well, that was our first year of posting videos. A real full year. Before, there'd only been sort of one or two. And pretty much exactly 1 year ago, at the end of December 2018, we reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. And now, a year later, we're pretty much at 30,000. So that's huge. We've really grown in 1 year, which is amazing. So thank you to you for helping us grow that much. That was rather surprising when you consider it's just a channel on organ music. It's a very sort of niche market, as it were. So yeah, thank you for that. We posted, including today, we posted 38 videos this year. Now that might not sound like an awful lot, but believe me, with everything else we had to do this year, it was rather a lot. There were actually 2 months of the year where we didn't post anything because we were very sort of busy doing other things. More on that in a minute. So we're going to look at a few highlights from the year, and I'd like to start back in February, where we started sort of touring the area, looking at cool and exciting organs. One of the first we looked at was back in Virgus, the Virguser Dome, as it's called in German. It's sort of like the Westerwald Cathedral. It's a rather large church, and it features a rather exciting organ. And that's one of the first we visited. A week later, we went to visit one of the largest Rieger organs around, and that's in the Abbey of Marienstadt, which is only about 20 minutes up the road from here, which is rather exciting. And those were back in the days where we were only posting videos in German. We hadn't started sort of doing the English version yet. So here's a couple of clips from the organ in Virgus and the organ in Marienstadt. Back in March, we decided to start doing sort of bilingual versions of things, and we visited one organ in Bonn, in Limperich, that's part of Bonn, and that houses a sort of an English organ that came over to live in Germany, and it was restored and enlarged by Schulte organ builders, and the Binz Schulte organ was featured by us back on the 8th of March, it's quite a long time ago, and that was the first video that we recorded it in German, and then I sort of dubbed my English voice on top of it, and it sort of didn't really work the way we wanted it to work, but it was a start, yeah, because lots of people had sort of requested, can you please do a video in English, because we don't understand your German, and I had sort of thought about maybe just doing subtitles, but then that's a hell of a lot of work. It's actually a lot less work just to record the videos twice, post them twice, and get on with it. A week later, on the 14th of March, we were back in Herschbach, at the home organ, as it were, and that's the first video we did in German and in English. So we recorded one scene in German, recorded exactly the same scene in English, and then when I played a piece of music at the end, we just recorded that once, obviously, and I cut that into both films. And of course, then we posted 2 videos. And to help people along, we have a German flag in the corner to let you know it's the German version, and a British flag in the corner to let you know it's the English version. I hope you've realized that over the year. Some people sort of still write and say, oh, is there an English version? And then, yeah, just check out the channel. You'll get a version in English or in German. Back at the end of March, we visited for the first time what has now become one of my favorite organs in the region, or possibly one of my favorite organs of all time. We visited the Nelson organ in Gackenbach, which is a tiny little village, very remotely placed at the top of a hill, somewhere in the middle of the Westerwald. And it houses this amazing 4-manual organ, which is actually sort of a hybrid mix. There's an English organ, this Nelson organ downstairs. There's a French style organ upstairs in the organ loft, and you can play both of them from this sort of central console. It's an absolutely wonderful instrument. I'd heard about it for years, and I never had the chance to go and visit it. And then finally, at the end of March, we did have the chance. We posted our first video from there, and since then I've just loved that instrument, quite simple. And in that video, I recorded a sort of an improvisation, sort of a British style improvisation on a German hymn, and here's a little excerpt from that. By the way, down below you'll find links to all the videos we're talking about today. So I'm looking back. Some of them, like I say, were going to be the original German version, but the music's the same. So yeah, down below, if you haven't seen them already, you'll find links to some of these older videos. It's worth having a look because it's, you know, you'll find out something new about the organs we're talking about, and yeah, get to catch up on that. Now, April was a very, very busy month. We posted 6 videos in April. I think that was the busiest month. Let me check. Yes, that was the busiest month we had, video-wise. And something rather interesting that happened in April, we finally got our new microphones. Now, since the beginning of last year, I've been asking for some help and support from you. We wanted to sort of boost our equipment levels, and you know, trying to do this on the side was a bit, you know, difficult, certainly financially, not just time-wise, and I'd asked for some support, and over the months you have been supporting us, and that's been rather lovely, thank you very much, and all of it's been reinvested into the channel, either to get to places where we need to go or to buy some bits and pieces. And the most important thing we got to buy this year were, of course, our 2 new microphones. Now, I'd been using old studio microphones that I'd already had And that was all right. They sort of captured the sound okay, but we needed something a bit better, sort of omnidirectional mics to pick up the organ, pick up organ sounds in churches. Now, of course, if you want to record organs, you can spend thousands and thousands on decent microphones, quite a lot of them, to pick up the organ in the room, blah, 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 and so on. But we needed a solution that was quick and easy, transportable, etc., etc. So we chose 2 microphones, a stereo pair of microphones, and we got them at the end of April. And thanks to your support, I was able to buy, well, over a sort of a financing period of a few months, I was able to buy 2 new microphones, and they are now paid off. So yeah, that's been great ever since. Since then, of course, we've bought some other equipment, thanks to you and your help. So thank you very, very much for that. May was not the busiest of months we had. We only posted 2 videos. And in the month of June, we didn't post a single video. And that was a bit of a shame, but we were busy doing other things. We were preparing to get married. Yes, my wife and I got married on the 2nd of August. And of course, in the summer months, we had to organize everything and get everything sort of ready, which was a rather exciting and of course rather wonderful time. On the 2nd of August, she thankfully said yes. I said yes as well, and we are now a very happily married couple. And here are a couple of our wedding photos for you. So I hope you enjoyed those pictures. Back to the world of organs. Back to May. Now in May, one of the most important videos we posted, and actually one of the most successful videos we've ever posted, in fact, the most successful videos we've ever posted. I've got my statistics here on screen, so more on that in a minute. We went to the city of Wiesbaden and visited a rather wonderful church. Now, I don't want to be sort of nasty about it, but with a rather normal organ. But the most important thing there is the acoustic of this church was absolutely unbelievable. We're talking sort of a 9-second acoustic. And I was, of course, completely blown away from this instrument, and we spent a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours in the church making this video. It's a crazy place. I mean, there's even a bed in the organ. If you haven't seen the video yet, then do click on the link below to go and have a look at the full video. It's unbelievable. And this organ in this church was just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that was definitely the highlight of the year. Now that video has been our most popular video of all time. The German version has been clicked 370,000 times, which is rather a lot. And the English version, not quite as much, 263,000 times, which is rather amazing. So yeah, check out our Wiesbaden video. Here are a couple of clips. Wow. I think I called it, yes, I did say, what an amazing sound. So there you are, what an amazing acoustic. So then we had a bit of a sort of summer break to get things ready. We, like I said, got married, and thank you for saying yes. She's grinning in the background, so that's fine. In August, actually that's not true, in July we posted a couple of little videos. We went to a little place called Marienhausen, here in the region, where there's a very small organ. At least I think it's a very small organ. Some people around the world then said, oh, you're lucky, you've got 19 stops on your organ. I've only got 2 or something. Anyway, so a small 19-stop organ in a beautiful little church. And that was to sort of show that an organ doesn't have to be huge in a huge church. A perfect sized organ in the perfect sized church with the perfect acoustic, all nicely voiced, will also sound absolutely perfect. Here's a little clip from Marienhausen. And then a couple of weeks later, we went to visit a church in Duisburg. Now that's up in the Ruhrgebiet, in the Ruhr area, the industrial part of Germany, up near here, sort of about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And we visited a nice little church with a nice little Baroque style organ, where I was going to be playing a concert, a summer concert. And I wanted to sort of introduce people to the organ and show them what it sounded like. And for that, I actually played not something Baroque, but I played a bit of boogie woogie on the organ. At the end of August, we visited another small church with another sort of perfect little organ, and it was actually a perfectly tuned little organ, which was rather exciting. Not often you get to a church where the organ really is perfectly in tune, but this one seemed to be. And a couple of kilometers up the road in that direction, you can't see where I am, but never mind. It is in that direction, you have to take my word for it. There's a little place called Weidenhahn, and it features a rather nice little Oberlinger organ, and on that I recorded an improvised pastoral. So we're finally getting through the year, and we arrive in September, where I finally managed to get round to recording something I promised I would record for 10,000 subscribers. I promised I would record the Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Bach. And that was way back in, I think, May or June when we got the 10,000, and then it took me to September to get round to it. But like I said, we were busy getting married, so we didn't have the time. And at the end of September, we finally managed to post that video. Now, I deliberately didn't choose a sort of an original Baroque organ to record this original Baroque piece. I chose a rather romantic organ for it, and we went back to our favorite organ in Gartenbach, yeah? And we did a sort of live recording obviously a live recording, I had to play it, of the Toccata and Fugue with warts and all, so it's not one of those sort of perfect, sort of tidied up recordings. It's, as played live, and I thought it went down rather well. I think you did too. Most of the comments were rather positive. See what you think yourself. Link as usual below. And then in October, we finally got to visit a real, well, theoretically, a real Baroque organ. I went to visit my boss, that's our church music director, down near Frankfurt, who has the joy of being able to play in a church that features a pretty much original Baroque organ with some modern attachments or additions, as it were, in a tiny little town called Flörsheim, which is rather lovely, actually. And I got to finally play his instrument, which was great fun, because it's a proper Baroque style organ. There's nothing to help you. It's just stops and keys. That's it. No pistons, no electronics. So that was good fun. Unfortunately, we had sort of a few technical issues on the day. We couldn't actually show the full video like we wanted. Something was wrong with our microphone setup. My microphone here hadn't worked properly. It was something really rather strange. So we had promised, or we will promise, to go back and visit the church next year to re-record the organ and show it again. So that's definitely something we're going to do. There is a link to it below if you want to go and check it out. It's not a bad video at the best, anyway, but it's it's a bit missing, as it were. So. And then at the end of October, we got to a place that was rather special. We got to visit a crazy little organ, and I did say, how crazy is this organ? And we visited the Walker organ that was restored by Kleist organ builders a couple of years back, and in this little church in Sinzig. Crazy organ with sort of like theatre organ attachments with weird mutations and funny mixtures and funny effects and drum machines and all sorts of bizarre things. An absolutely wonderful instrument. We had an absolute hoot playing there, and I think we'll definitely be going back to that one again next year to check it out again, because it was so much fun. So yeah, down below you will find links to all of these videos, and we're going to finish up today with a little clip from Sinzig. that was pretty much it for 2019. In December, we posted a couple of videos where we just sort of, I had already recorded some improvisations in Gartenbach when we were there one day, because I knew that in the run up to Christmas, organs were going to be badly out of tune because of, you know, temperatures and things like that. And it's a bit embarrassing for churches to show organs in this condition. So we didn't get around to that. But yeah, like I said, we showed a couple of things from Gartenbach that I'd pre-recorded. Yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, was 2019. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for spreading the videos around. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've gone from 1,000 to almost 30,000 subscribers in the course of 1 year. That's unbelievable. Where's it going to go next year? Really rather excited to see what's going to happen. So don't forget, tell all your friends and family, tell even people you don't like, tell them that there's this sort of crazy Scottish German guy doing organ videos internationally. Yeah, don't forget. I don't mean this in a bad way, but you know, if we look at the clicks from the How Crazy Is That Organ, the German version got 170,000 clicks. The English version of the same video posted on the same day has only had 54,000 clicks. Come on people, keep watching these videos. We need you. Yeah, that makes it more fun. So yeah, that was 2019, our first real full year of organ videos. What do you want in 2020? Obviously, we're going to be out and about again, visiting new organs. I think we'll probably go and revisit some organs we've already seen. I know a lot of you want an English version of the Riga organ in Marienstadt, so I think we'll definitely have to do that sometime soon. And I dare say we'll be going back to St. Joseph in Bonn to visit the huge four-manual French monster that I love. I dare say we'll be in Gartenbach again with the four-manual English monster that I so love. And yeah, maybe there's some of the organs that we've listed today or some of the ones that you want to see again. Let me know. And maybe there's something else you want to see. I would hope that we can maybe get to see a real cinema organ next year, 2020. That would be kind of cool. So we'll try and get that planned. Maybe even some electronic organs, yeah? Remember back in the 70s and 80s where everyone had an electric organ sitting in the corner of the dining room, yeah? Remember that? I know someone that's got 4 or 5 in his cellar that he plays, yeah? So I think we'll probably go and visit him and show that, yeah? The organ world is a bit of a crazy world. It's not just church organs, yeah? There's everything else out there, and I like to think that I'm sort of trying to show you that the organ world is actually a rather nice world. It's not this sort of crazy, unreachable, closed, closeted world. It's a rather interesting world, and you need to know more about it. And that's why I talk so much in my videos. That was one of the main sort of criticisms this year. You talk too much. Well, go and watch someone else's videos. This is what we do. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for watching the videos 2019. We look forward to having you with us in 2020. Please comment below what you think we need to do. And thank you also, of course, for your financial support. I already mentioned we were able to buy the new microphones through your help. Over the course of the year, we also invested in a GoPro camera so that we can post higher quality videos. That's rather wonderful. Thank you very much for that. We also got a few other bits and pieces for the background, new microphone stands, cables, all that sort of stuff to make sure everything is tip top. And yeah, so if you want to continue supporting us, you are more than welcome to. We have the 2 membership possibilities, links of course below, Steady and Patreon. I think I now have 30-something patrons on Patreon, so that's rather good. I had hoped to get up to 50 this year. We haven't quite managed that yet. So if you want to join the Patreon community, please do. On Steady, pretty much the same thing. Steady's more for the German-speaking people. It's a European site that does pretty much the same thing as Patreon. And of course, we have paypal.me. There's a link there if people just want to donate a sum of money, a one-off as it were. And that's all also very thankfully received. So thank you for that. Yes. That's it. That was 2019. I wish you all a very, very happy new year, and we'll see you on the other side in 2020. Look forward to it. Bye-bye.